Hello, fellow pipers. It's freaking cold outside, therefore, not smoking a pipe. I was about 5 minutes ago, and my ears are still hating me for going outside for that long. Was enjoying some Lane Limited Ready Rub. I actually enjoyed it this time. I don't know how. I was chugging through it. Didn't really enjoy the environment that I was in. It's windy. It's super cold. I have to go back out in it later to go to work. I'm working today on Thanksgiving. It's like 2.5 hours, but still. I have to go out in this crap. Thankfully, there's no snow. So in the meantime, I have a few hours to kill. The wife and little one are out of town, celebrating Thanksgiving with her family. And might as well get some stuff done. Hanging out with Quackrass Thompson. Getting ready to hopefully finish my current project today. There's 2 stories in my current novel, and what a lot of writers are doing these days is they write one story and then they know that there's an alternate story going on at the same time and they write that one. And depending on whether you're crazy like George R.R. Martin or you're just, what's his name? The guy who wrote Red Rising. You know, depending on how many characters you have, how complex your story is, will determine, like, basically how many times you rewrite the same story from somebody else's perspective. And I think today might be the day where that comes to a close. Also working on my 2019 goals for my financial project coming up. It's not set in stone. It's just some ideas that I've had so far. Buy nothing, which of course I have to write some exemptions on that, like I'm planning on buying a laptop at the beginning of the year, emergencies that come up, whatever. I have one goal of saving $100 per paycheck. Maybe. Pay over on the mortgage. That's where saving becomes hard. Pay self and bills first. I guess, those 3 are really tied in together. So, do I set the $100 aside first and then throw the rest at the bills? Do I pay the bills and then see what's left over? Yeah, that's something I'm going to have to figure out. Don't eat out as much? Nah. Really, I spend so much money on eating out. It's not really that much. It's one of those every once in a while luxuries, but I do have the habit of leaving work and spending, $6 on some tacos at the place around the corner. It's really the only place downtown that is somewhat affordable where you can get a meal that makes you feel full and gets you through the rest of the shift. But I really need to start just bringing my lunch. That's my bad. The usual New Year's resolution, work out. Take Zoe to the park. That was something I was doing almost every day, was taking my daughter to the park that is, maybe a half mile away. And then the city decided that they're going to tear it up and redo the entire thing. So all summer and fall, that park that I was taking her to in the spring watch some of my early videos and check it out. Yeah, it's been under construction. The entire thing was literally torn up. The drive to the, I wouldn't even say I had a parking lot. One of the drives in it was completely repaved. They built a retaining wall. All the grass was torn up. New walkways were put in. They planted new trees because apparently the old trees weren't good enough. That's probably going to be a whole nother video. And then the last thing I have written down here is hobbies. Basically, like stuff that I can do that isn't going to cost me much, that will keep me at home more often instead of going out and spending money somewhere. Making pipes. I got all of those Mr. Brog pre-drilled, I don't know, rejects? Yeah, they're not even seconds, they're rejects. I got those, they're still sitting in the box. I have 99% of the tools I need to work on these things, but that's going to be more of like a spring thing because I can only use my tools outside. Of course, writing, reading more, working out again. It's depressing when you wake up in the morning and you put on an old shirt and it doesn't fit anymore. That was today. Yeah. So I feel good about myself, gorging myself on food that I don't really need. But hey, that's America. That's what we do, right? Work on the YouTube channel. I'm getting that one down. Yeah. And listening to audiobooks. That was something I was doing quite a bit at my previous job. And one year I listened to 200 and... oh man, what was it? It was like 250 plus books in 1 year. Obviously, a lot of them weren't that long. I mean, there were some books that would take, an 8-hour shift, 3 to 4 days to listen to. Those are some of the longer ones. And then there are other books where they were super short, and you could listen to one in one shift, and then start another one, which of course that all rolled over. Something that I was doing, I'd like to get in the habit of doing that again, because quite frankly, I'm not reading enough, if at all. And that's something that is difficult when you have a kid. I find it easier to listen to podcasts at work, and I don't know why. I think the few times I've tried listening to audiobooks, and the last one I tried listening to was Fear and Loathing in America, which was a collection of letters by Hunter S. Thompson. And then the app I was using, Hoopla, about halfway through the audiobook, lost my spot. It's only 38 hours of material. I wasn't too happy about that. I didn't want to go through and try to find the spot. That's another thing it wouldn't do. So I would download the entire thing, which took like 20-30 minutes using Wi-Fi. And then it wouldn't let me jump ahead. It would only start at the very beginning. And it's like I'm not listening to 20 hours of stuff I already listened to. That's not why I'm doing this. So yeah, I had to give up on that one. Really pissed me off. So future videos, I'll go more into detail with my financial situation so you guys can come along for the ride to see what exactly I'm doing, what I'm trying to change, if I'm reaching my goals, if there's any failures. If you ever see Yabo in the next year on here, besides something that I won online, yeah, give me some shit. And let's see here. That's really about it. So I'm gonna get this bad boy going, and hopefully finish up on this story. You know, this one I have a feeling is going to have a lot of the rewrite is gonna end up being totally different. This is the second story that I'm currently working on. And, oh man, is this all? Yeah, it is. This is the first story. So, as you can see, there's a drastic difference. It's really, the other part over here is just like a side story. More like it's leading up to the third book. So hopefully I'll get that done today. I can start doing that when I finish this video. So, in the meantime, hope all of you are having a great Thanksgiving, and you're taking care of yourselves, and you keep on typing. Say hello to Mr. Cracker S. Thompson. Take care.